The first thing I need to do to subtract these mixed numbers is look at my denominators and make sure I have common denominators. I do not. So I'm going to go ahead and do that work to start. I'm going to think about multiples to make lists of equivalent fractions and see what I can find for common denominators. So I'm going to count by ones first, and then by fives. So all of these fractions, 1/5, 2/10, 3/15, 4/20, these are all equivalent fractions. So I could use any of those instead of 1/5. Now over here I'm going to look at fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. I'll count by ones first, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So all of these are equivalent fractions that I could use in place of 1/2. Now, is there anything here that would help me? Oh yes, I see tenths over here, and I see tenths over here. So I'm going to rewrite my mixed numbers. I'm going to rewrite 9 and 1/5 as 9 and 2/10. Same value, but it's going to help me out in this situation to call it 2/10 instead of 1/5. And instead of 2.5, I'm going to write 2 and 5/10. Again, same value, but a friendlier name in this situation. The next thing I need to do is take a look at the numbers I'm subtracting. I'll be subtracting 9 minus 2, no problem, and then 2/10 minus 5/10. Now, I can't take 5 pieces away from 2, so that will be a problem. I can get around it in a lot of ways. I'm going to try to get some more fractional pieces to add to this 2/10. So I'm going to rename 9 and 2/10 one more time. Another name for 9 is 8 plus 1. And I also have this 2/10. So I'm decomposing 9 and 2/10 to 8 plus 1 plus 2/10. Now I could call that 1 a lot of things. But I want to do what makes my life easier in this problem, and since there are tenths in this problem already, and we did work to get there, I'm going to call that 1 10/10. So I now have 8 whole and 12/10. We don't usually use fractions with a value greater than 1, but in this instance, it's making my life easier, so it's really helping me out. And I'll be subtracting 2 and 5/10. So let's go ahead. 8 minus 2 is going to give me 6, and 12/10 minus 5/10 is going to give me 7/10. So my final answer is 6 and 7/10.